Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Today we're going to take a look at Realm of the Mad God, and this is a free-to-play, browser-based, 2D, kind of Zelda-esque game, but it's an MMO. Wanted you guys to check it out. I actually saw it in another video and thought that you guys might like it, so figured I'd give it a little review. So let's go ahead and jump in and hit play, and as you can see here, we've got all kinds of different stuff going on. We actually start with a basic name, so we're going to go ahead and choose a name. Let's go ahead and use our usual, and that's as far as we can go, so we're going to choose that. And let's go ahead and hit new character. Now as you can see here, when you select new character, you can only start with the wizard. Now all these other ones you can highlight over, and you can see once you reach level 5 with the priest once you reach level 5 with the wizard, and stuff like that. Now just so you know, death in this game is permanent, so if you create a character, and max level is 20, so it's kind of interesting. We'll show you a little bit about that in a second. But as you go through the game, if you die, it's game over. But it's kind of one of those games. It reminds me a lot of, you know, old arcade games of the 80s and early 90s, stuff like that, where you kind of just feed in the game coins and you kind of just cycle through real quick. And it doesn't take you long to really jump into the game. So here we go. We can play wizard. Let's go ahead and select him. Earn 20 fame with the wizard. Now normally you're going to start out with a tutorial, but I've already played this game a bunch with a different account, not with this account. So you're seeing me already past the tutorial stage, but you can see, look at all of these people that are playing this game. So every single one of these little guys is another player, and you can see them all run around this Nexus. You can see in here you've got different stuff for sale, and you can see people are selling blue clothing dye. You can see large vine cloth, all this different stuff, so you can create different colors for your character's actual gear and stuff like that, make them look different. You can see people asking questions, and the thing with chat is global. No matter where you are, you're going to take and see all the global chat. You can see all the different guys. You can see basically this is my little icon with, he wants to trade with me. Okay, well what is he going to give me? Let's see what he's going to give me. He's got a bunch of different stuff, and he just messed up, so he's not going to give me anything. So now we could jump into one of these little nodes, essentially, and we want to go ahead and find one that's not full. You can see, I mean, all of these are packed. We want to find one that's actually got some players in it. So it looks like a lot of them are in their 30s. You can go ahead and you can pretty much just kind of hover over one of these ones that are full if you want to, and wait until somebody in there dies or logs out. But in the meantime, we'll just jump into Sprite so we can get right into the game. Now, as soon as you start, you're dropped in. We could zoom out. You can see we've got our map up here. Now, one of the cool things that you can see is there's other players running around. So we can actually go ahead and click on them, and we can teleport to where they are. You can see here they are fighting. These different cubes are shooting at us. Now, because we're close by them and within the vicinity of them, and they're killing things, we actually get experience as well. Now you can see the monsters that they were killing dropped a bunch of stuff. We're going to pick up some of these potions. We've got some healing potions and some mana potions. Let's see what else we've got. Now we can go ahead and do a couple things. So we can click in a different direction. We can fire off our little magic blast here. Or what we can do is we can actually hit I, and we can hold down and have auto fire going on. And then all we need to do is just kind of move our mouse around to aim. Let's go ahead and take out this cube, even though taking out the cube is a bad thing, because there's actually an achievement that you can earn for not taking out any cubes, but usually that's once you're over level 20. Now we could look around. You can see you've got big groups of people in different areas. Now one thing that when you're going early on, this might be one over here. Yep, it is. So we're gonna jump in with this one because I wanted to show you guys it anyways. This is what the game calls, or not the game, but basically the player base calls a train, and this is a great way for you to level up. So as you can see, you've got a big group of people running around, and like I said, if you're in a group of people and you're running around, you're taking things out. You can hear people leveling up and stuff like that. If you're in a group of people and you're taking things out and stuff like that, you can see big groups of monsters on either side of us. You just keep running around and taking things out on either side, and it actually takes, and it's great for getting big, massive chunks of experience. So we can run around in this train. You're going to see me, right now I'm level 2, you're going to see me just keep popping up levels as we run through different groups of monsters. Now one thing that's kind of cool about this too is you can see here, if I get too far back, I just left click and I can teleport right back to the front of the pack. Make sure I'm getting a part of all of this experience that's going on here, and keep cruising around. Now once you get past these kind of early stages, and really the game doesn't really get started until you're actual level 20. because once you're level 20, then you can start doing the much harder. You can start taking on there's different areas in the game towards like the middle sections of usually the nodes that you're in that'll have these very, very powerful monsters, whether they be Medusa or Sphinx or Cube Gods or whatever. And there you go, I keep leveling up, I'm already level 4. Or whatever, as far as these more difficult monsters are, and they drop obviously more powerful items and stuff like that. Now obviously you see these little bags that keep dropping off of, usually off of the little boss monsters. As those drop, you can look in those, and you really only have, each character type only has 4 type of items. Like this character type that I'm playing right now, he basically uses a staff, and then he uses this magical spell, this fire spray spell. There's obviously other ones that I can get my hands on. He also can use a robe and then a ring. Now all characters can use a ring, as you can see here. I was hoping there would be an actual item I could use, but there wasn't. Let's get ourselves back up to the front of the pack, make sure we're getting experience. But like I was saying, the more powerful spell, as you can see, this does damage 30 to 50 in a range of 16, so I can hit spacebar and use that, and I can fire that off in different areas. And as you can see, that's actually using my mana, whereas me just firing away with my base staff is not actually using my mana at all. And then the robe gets very important because that provides defense. It also can provide like mana regen, stuff like that. So there's a robe, we'll pick that up, and there's an actual ring. There we go. And that other little wand that you just saw that I didn't pick up is actually for a priest, so that's why I left that alone. So there's another bag. Let's see what that has. And there's a wand for us, and that actually is a little bit better than the one we have. Not too much, but enough to where it was worth picking up. You can see there's all kinds of different crazy monsters running around. You've got these bunnies, you've got all kinds of stuff. So let's see what we've got down here. And there's an even better wand, and an even better robe, and also a better spell. But we need to pick that up real quick and get out of there before those guys kill us. So we'll take out that bunny. Let's zoom out a little bit and then get caught back up with our train and just keep cruising along. So we just basically right there, we were able to upgrade all of our things. We got the Serpentine Staff, we got a Flame Burst spell, we got Robe of the Acolyte, and we got Ring of Health. Now, obviously, like I said, the higher level you are, these items get much, much better and stuff like that. So we'll take that guy out here real quick. But you can see, using these trains to your advantage, I'm level 4. Usually these go much faster, but it seems like we're not really too clumped up. Not everybody understands the idea of teleporting up to the front of the pack, and because the more people that we keep all kind of closely knit together, the better we can take all these guys out. And this is what you're really hoping for. You're really hoping for big blocks and big groups of monsters like you're seeing right now, because the more of those big blocks and big groups of monsters that you take out, the faster you will level up. So let's see, we got some bunnies here, we've got some goblins and stuff like that. Also, it's really advantageous for if you're taking and you are in these groups, or you're going to start these groups if you're playing the game, because I started one a couple days ago with one of my characters, and I actually went to an area that had a little bit more difficult monsters, and it was nice because everybody was getting much larger chunks of experience, and we blew through the levels. I was like level 15 in like 10 minutes. So, and obviously, like I said, unlocking, using these things to level up, because the game, like I said, doesn't really even start until level 20. So using these trains to kind of level yourself up and get yourself past kind of these early levels is one way to do it. The other way to do it is you run around. You may be seeing, like right here, I've got a quest for Undead Hobbit Mage. Now, obviously, I get bonus points when I go ahead and complete that quest, and also you get fame that piles up and is actually kind of like a scoreboard, so to say, or used for they're kind of achievements, I guess you could say, as you level up and as you get those different fame awards. One of them is also the more people that are in your group, and you can see down here, these are the people that are technically in my group. They're the people that are closest to me, and that changes all the time. Every time they get a level, I actually get a point for them leveling up. So there's all kinds of different stuff, and there's actually class achievements that you can earn for the individual classes that you play by taking and doing those different achievements and earning those and earning higher levels of fame, they actually call it. So, now the game's currency is actually called gold. Is that a better staff? Nope, it's not. The game's currency is actually called gold, and the only thing that I've really seen that used for so far is for the items that we saw when we were first in the Nexus, which essentially will take and allow you to change the look of your character, change out kind of the robes or the costuming and stuff like that. High level defensive spell or defensive pots, I guess you could say, are potions. Not only defensive, but they also have ones that increase attack, that do all kinds of different stuff. A lot of those are purchased with gold. You can also buy high-level healing ones and stuff like that. And you may have seen that was real quick, but it was kind of like a sumo guy. There's all kinds of fun stuff like that in the game. Like you may have seen a couple times, we've been taking out like little bunnies and things like that. So there's a lot of humor in the game as well. Also, once you get into the higher levels, you'll take and you'll see things like dragons and, like I said, gods and all kinds of different stuff that you'll take and you'll really need big groups of players to actually battle. Let me get a few more levels here, and I may teleport over. I think there's a group down over here. Yeah, it looks like it. See, they're all high level, level 20, 12. Let me get up over 10 at least. This should help. Let's use our spell and start bombing away on some of these guys. There we go. We got 2 levels right there. Keep pounding away on these guys, and that definitely did some decent damage. Let's see if there's anything in this group of junk here that we can actually use. Not so far. Nothing that's better than what we already have. Let's see here. Nope. See, unfortunately, like I said, we're not really in an area that has higher level monsters. These guys are a little bit higher, but not the higher level monsters that you'll run by, which actually look pretty funny because there's one that looks like the pedo bear, which I think is absolutely hilarious. So let's catch up to the rest of the train here and start cruising along. Everybody should usually start popping up here. As you can see right there, a quest for horned drake, so that there's an actual dragon that we can take out. Let's see if that staff is any better. Ring of attack, nope, staff's not better. Ring is more for a melee class. But you have all different types of classes. So let's, I just mentioned melee class. So obviously I'm using the mage, which is obviously a ranged caster. His range is actually up there. You've got then you've got an archer. There's that little sumo guy again. You've got an archer. You've got a priest, which is this guy right here. This is a knight, this crazy Irish guy. Then you've got a rogue. Let's see, is that all for the base classes? I believe so. And then, oh no, the warrior. And then you've got, the knight is actually the kind of the second tier. You have to get level 20 with the warrior to get the knight. Then after that, once you get level 20 with like the mage and also the priest, that'll open up for you to use the necromancer and then the huntress. And then once you get level 20 with the knight, and I believe it's with the priest, that opens up paladin. And then there's a third tier even once you get some of the second tier guys leveled up to level 20. So I mean, it's really kind of one of those things where you're going to take and migrate up to level 20 with all these guys, in a lot of cases really to open up the next tier of classes and pick one from there that you're going to probably spend most of your time playing. So we're way behind this group here, so let's and as you can see, I can't just spam teleport, so I have to wait until we actually that teleport actually regenerates, and there we go. Now we're able to teleport out. So, but you can see, once you're in a big glob of these guys, it makes a huge difference because you're able to take out big chunks of monsters all at the same time. We're going to go ahead and use our spell, take those guys out, there we go. And you can see, there we go, we're up to level 9. But you can see when we are killing big chunks of these things, like that little rabbit, you'll see big movement in my actual experience bar. And you can see, you can highlight over it and see that I've got 205 and 850. Another achievement that's kind of interesting, as you can see, because this is all Fog of War, and as we move through it, it opens up, is I believe it's at the first level of that achievement is at 1,000,000 tiles uncovered. So I did one of these trains for a while the other day, and I still only did like 250 tiles uncovered. So it takes quite a while to get to that million. I think I saw one of the other achievements is like 16 million tiles uncovered, which is pretty crazy. Now, on top of all that different stuff, the game also has different events that go on. So occasionally, and essentially, once you take and you get to a certain point, you'll see the screen will start to shake, and everybody in your realm will actually be taken to a castle that will open up for all the players, and then you'll be running around, and you'll actually be attempting to take down Onyx, which is the game's major evil bad guy, Onyx the Mad God, and everybody will be fighting together in a big gigantic group in an attempt to try and take him down, which is kind of cool because different groups actually start in different areas, and you will essentially all try and work your way to find each other, find and create one gigantic group that will then take on the Mad God. And when you're taking on these different bosses, it gets pretty crazy and pretty hectic, because as you can see, like these guys right now, they're not doing much damage at all, but those monsters do huge amounts of damage, so you've got to really pay attention. You can see these guys are firing off arrows or firing off different stuff, just like, you know, we are as PCs. And so you're going to take and you're going to essentially be doing everything you can to try and avoid being hit by their stuff, because they do so much damage. Now you can see I just walked up to this cave. It's a pirate cave. Now I can go in there, and I can actually take out a bunch of different monsters, a bunch of different pirates essentially, and then at the end take out the Pirate King. There's as you get into the higher levels and you're fighting higher level monsters and stuff like that, you'll actually see different node things or different caves like that pop up that are higher level, that have higher level monsters, whether it be the Spider King or it be kind of a demon area. There's all kinds of different ones that you could potentially find that actually, I mean, it adds just a little bit extra. Essentially, they're random instances that pop up that you can take and you could jump into and fight. Now the Pirate Cave is all low level stuff, so I'm not going to jump in there because it's not worth it right now for me, because I'll just get one experience at a time, whereas out here I'll be getting, you know, depending upon what gets killed, 3, 4, and if it's a little boss like in the 40s or 30s or whatever. So there you go. So there's actually a boss. I didn't see how much experience I actually got though. So let's keep taking these guys out. But I mean, the game really does push for you to cooperate with other players. As you can see, it would have taken me 2 to 3 times as long for me to actually level up to level 12 if I would have been doing this by myself. And the great thing is you don't actually have to find a group of players and then group up and all of that stuff. You just kind of get close to players and everybody gets rewarded with experience for fighting together. So really innovative way of doing the grouping and stuff like that. So there we go, we got 43 experience for that boss, that little mini guy. So it makes it really, really easy. And since the chat is all world, it's not, you know, you don't have to sit there and jump in a certain channel or be near each other or anything like that. Since the chat is just everybody sees it, everybody hears it, and all that good jazz, you don't have to really do anything to communicate with each other other than just type, and everybody inside of the node that you're in will hear what you're saying. So it kind of makes it really easy. You go find a little path like this and say, hey, start the train, teleport to me, and as you can see, teleporting to other players is really, really easy. So I like the fact that they made it so simple to actually just group up with other players and put these things together, which are really advantageous for players to use. So let's get this one little level, and then I'm going to take you guys over and maybe be able to show you some bosses and stuff like that. Hopefully I won't die too quickly. So let's get out of here. Get cruising through here. Just need a little bit more. We need one more little node of bad guys is what we really need right now. Pop up a few bosses, because I need, how many experience do I need? A little over 300. So we need some guys to show up here. There we go. I actually got too far ahead, so I didn't get a bunch of the experience. We have to be careful because those little sandstorms will throw a little confuse on you, which actually ends you up moving in the opposite direction of whichever button you press. Oh yeah, and just so you know, just to move around is real simple. It's just W, A, S, and D. Real easy to move around, real easy to manipulate and get stuff going. You can also, I believe it's O, brings up, there you go, so you can see all the options as far as movement. You can change the movement keys if you want something different. And there we go, we got our level. We're gonna take out a few more things here before we cruise over to that other spot, because there's a bunch of these little mini guys here. Take them down, and then I think we're gonna be just about ready to cruise over and find some bigger monsters to take on. So let's zoom out on our map, and you can see here you got all these guys here, but you basically you just look for in the middle, and we're going to teleport off to here, and there we go. Right in the thick of it. So there's a Medusa right there. Let's try not to find ourselves dead. And we're almost dead, and we died. just dropped right in, and too much going on. So as you can see, that's how easy it is to die, because I was getting shot from both sides. But you can see all the base fame that I was earned. I got bonus for Ancestor for the first in a long line of heroes. Firstborn, I got +3. Total fame earned 34. So let's go ahead and continue. Now you can get in here and you can see the top 20. So this is where you can see exactly what's going on, as far as you can see this guy definitely bought some different cloth, and you can see the different items that he was using and stuff like that. So you can see, I could click on him and see exactly which character class he went with, but I can also see based upon his items here, usable by necromancers. So he was a necromancer, and it's kind of cool because you can see what the high level guys have earned, but you can see crazy level of fame. I mean, just for what I did, I earned 34 fame. He earned 16,922, so he definitely was involved in taking out some major evil bad guys. But we can click on these guys, we can see which day they died, how they died by suffocation. He died by suffocation. Let's see, Owl by Ghost God. You can tan by the Oryx, the Mad God. I said Onyx earlier. Pont died by Nut. So all this cool stuff. I mean, the game has a lot of humor to it. It also keeps up news. Your wizard died at level 13 1 minute ago. You earned 13 glorious fame. And there we go. We've got one character slot. Now, if you do take and you basically save your character and you have him here, you're going to have the option to pick another character slot, and that's one thing that also will cost gold. So we can go into here, and as you can see, because I did level up my wizard to above level 5, the priest is now available to me. And let's see, which ones did I miss? I got all the first tier. I brought up the knight, the paladin, the necromancer, and the huntress. I didn't mention the assassin. The sorceress, the trickster, and the mystic are obviously the next tier, that third tier, stuff like that. You can see what to unlock them, what it takes. You can also see each of them has their own little description, as far as the trickster fights with a dagger while using her magical prisms to distract enemy. Sorceress uses her scepter to fire blasts of chain lightning at enemies. So each of them kind of have their own way of doing things, and their own way of how they work and stuff like that. But we're going to go ahead and start a priest real quick, go in, and you can see right here I use a little fire wand. I've got my little potion. Once again, I don't have armor and I don't have a ring, but I have my healing tome, which will allow me to kind of just drop into an area, hit spacebar, and you can see right there it shoots off my little healing and all of that good jazz. But I just want to show you guys that little stuff. But to me, it's pretty incredible. I mean, it seems amazing to me more and more recently that there's tons and tons of people playing games like this. Obviously, it makes it really easy because you play it right in the browser. You can also play this on Steam, so it makes it really simple to pick up and just play and just kind of have a little bit of fun with. Plus, it's, the game is really action oriented and stuff like that. So and fast paced as well. And they've got a lot of different stuff for you to get, as far as items, leveling up your characters, also seeing all the different classes that are available. So really pretty fun stuff as far as that's concerned. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. And if you play the game, don't forget to like and comment and tell us anything that we may have missed or anything you wish we would have covered. If you'd like to play or learn more, about Realm of the Mad God, you can read our full review at MMODen.com or just click the link in the description. Till next time, thanks for watching. Take out this little snake here. See you guys.